All right, good morning. We're over here in Louisville, Kentucky. We've spent the weekend here. It's actually Sunday right now, so there's not too many employees here. There's a lot of trucks here though. Here, we'll walk over this way so you guys can see. So this is what they call the contractors, or the coordinators lot. There's no plug-in over here. The plug-in's on the other lot over there. But we're getting ready to leave. We got about 4.5 hours over to our delivery for tomorrow morning. And I was just checking the truck. We've been running the generator all weekend. I was just checking everything. Make sure everything looks pretty good. Oil's where it's supposed to be. So that looks good. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see here. Use a little washer fluid. Might dig some of that out. It's a little dirty. Coolant looks good. Let's walk around the other side over here. Everything looks good over here. Just a little dirty. So, all right, let's take a look. Uh-oh. Oil leaking from under the generator. Huh. Let me pop the cover off the generator and see what's going on under there. Hang on one second. Okay, I got the lid off the generator. I think what the problem was the oil filter was a little bit loose. The oil filter is right into there, and it was just a little loose. I did check the oil level. It's a little low, so we're gonna get some oil out, top it off a little bit. Other than that, belts look good. Everything else looks pretty good. I don't know if I showed you guys this or not, but a friend of mine, Nick, gave me an old tri-pack, and I did not like the fuel filter setup that was on this. I never really did. And this is the fuel filter setup off of that tri-pack. Uses a spin-on filter. I did that, I don't know, I did that a couple months ago. I made this bracket, mounted it on there, and put the fuel filter on there. I like that fuel filter a lot better. But all right, let me go ahead, top off the fuel. Let's go, or top off the oil. Let's go ahead while we're at it, look at our load. We got 4 coils, 4 little baby coils. We got, let's see if I remember right. That one's 16, that one's 12, that one's 8, and that one's 6. I think that's right. So the one in the front and the back we're going to go to one place, and then the 2 in the middle are going to go to another spot. We loaded them up in Gent, Kentucky. It actually went pretty good. I was in and out of there in a little under 2 hours. So it did not do too bad, not nearly as bad as it was last week. I got stuck up there for a long time last week. And the reason I went back was that the agent was nice enough to go ahead and pay me, and they paid me for my detention the next day. So since they took care of me, I decided to go back up there and get some more. So that's our weekend load right there. We're gonna take those up to stop in Redbud, and then the other stop over near St. Louis. And then once we deliver those, we're gonna go ahead and try to get a load out of Granite City coming right back to here. So that's the plan. All right, let me top off the little generator, go get some coffee, and we'll get going. Talk to you in a bit. All right, I think we're ready. I've already logged in. I went and got some coffee. We're ready to get out of here. So what we're gonna do, it's 12:30 here. It's actually 11:30 where we're going. Is we're gonna get out of here and go over to where we have to deliver. They got plenty of room for parking, and then that way we can be first in the morning to get out of here, or to get unloaded. We got 2 stops. Now I did this exact same load last week, and when I went to load it, I ended up waiting for I had to wait for 8 hours to get loaded. They had loaded me, and then they said that the weights were wrong, and that they'd have to inspect the coils. Then they figured they're going to have to take the coils off the truck and weigh them individually. And when I say the weight was wrong, it wasn't that I was overweight. When they weighed the truck on the way out, it didn't weigh, or it didn't weigh as much as the paperwork said it should weigh, if that makes sense. And so they had to go back. Anyway, it turned into a mess. I didn't get out of there till 2 o'clock in the morning. So it turned into a long mess, a long day. And I had kind of swore off Gent, Kentucky. And you guys know I go over there quite a bit. And I had kind of swore them off because I wasn't going to go back there since I got so messed up. But the agent, like I said, the agent went ahead and paid me my my detention. So I was like, all right. So she went ahead and paid me, and I didn't have to wait, because sometimes you have to wait 30 to 60 to 90 days to get your detention pay. And since she paid me the next day, actually. I went ahead and I would go over and try to get. So we're doing the exact same load, if all that makes sense. We're doing the exact same load again. So we're going to take these over. What we're going to do is try to get skidded coils out of Granite City and take, missed a gear, and take them over to back over to Louisville and just keep doing it over and over, maybe, if that's the plan, if that works. So all right, we got about 4.5 hours of driving. We'll stop here in a little bit, check our load, make sure everything looks good, and let me get through here, and I will talk to you guys in a bit.
We are not the ones to blame. We were tired of playing games, no wonder. I know we had our ups and downs, always thought we got around stronger. But we were drifting more apart, and it's tearing up my heart in pieces. 'Cause what we had was long ago. All I know is how it slowly ceases. It ceases in the arms of a stranger, a compelling pretender. We were walking on wire, like a moth to a fire, pulling closer to danger. Of a stranger. I've been trying to figure out what we really were about together. We lived in different universes, empty promises for worse or better. The challenges of me and you, what's the point of trying to unravel? Oh, seemed like an easy rendezvous. Now I see I never knew you at all, at all. In the arms of a stranger, a compelling pretender. We were walking on wire, like a moth to a fire, pulling closer to danger. In the arms of a stranger.
We made it over here to Redbud, Illinois, and we're not the only ones. There's another truck here waiting. So they start unloading. I think they start unloading tonight or in the morning. And then there's your bonus. Is your train for today. So I think they use it to move. Let me see if I can do this. Hang on a second. See those rail cars right there? They those aren't tankers. They put coils in those rail cars. Let me see if I can do this. And the lid lifts up. They lift the lid up and set the coils down in there. That's what that is. All right, hang on. Let me back up. Hang on. All right. Today's video is going to be a little short, but I did want to answer a question. Somebody asked a good question in the comments, and I do read all the comments. They wrote, how do they decide the lineup for who is in front of you for loads? Meaning Mercer. How does Mercer decide the lineup for who's in front of you in loads? Does it go by seniority or who has been sitting there the longest or waiting the longest? Grizzly Adams asked that question. So the way it works at Mercer, when you get empty, I call it, you get a number, you get an empty time, and that empty time determines your position in line. It means more out west where freight is less. Back east, not so much. Sometimes it does help. But so when you get empty, you get an empty time, and then from that empty time you get a position in line. And whoever has the same loads matched to you. So there are guys that don't do 8-foot tarps. If the load calls for 8-foot tarps, those guys they're not in the line because they don't match. I'm gonna try to keep it simple. So as you might get an empty time, there might be, let's say, 40 trucks in front of you. So if a load hits the board that day, it has to be offered to those 40 trucks first before it's offered to you. And those 40 trucks from number one have the right to accept it or refuse it. Now, if you refuse the load and you don't want it, you do not lose your place in line. So you don't go back down to the bottom. You still keep your place in line. So if they offer you a load and it's going somewhere you want to go, or the rate's not good enough or whatever, and you don't want to do it, you don't lose your position in line. So out west, you go out there and it could be 10 days. You know, that's what happened to me. I was at home waiting to see where I was on the board. After 10 days, I still had 12 people in front of me. Now, when I started, there probably was 40 people in front of me. And I still had 12 people. So that means there'd have to be 12 loads that hit the board that week in order for me to get one of those loads. You know, unless a lot of people refuse it. So, you know, and sometimes I end up hauling a lot of cheap freight out of Arizona just to get out of Arizona for the fact that nobody else will haul it. And that's just to get east. That's the only reason I do that. So, I mean, that's kind of very simple terms how the freight works. And then as for you move east, you still get an empty time, and you know, it can still, but the volume of freight's a little bit more, so it still helps you with your empty time, but it's not as not as important unless you're trying to get the long runs. I do short stuff, so there's not as many people fighting for the short stuff. A lot of people are fighting for the long coast-to-coast loads, so your empty time will matter for that. But anyway, all right, today was short. Tomorrow might be a long day. We're gonna unload these, and then we got about an hour, depending on traffic. We got about an hour and a half to 2 hours over to O'Fallon, Missouri, to deliver the other two. And then by the time we deliver them, I'm hoping that some loads out of Granite City hit the board. So that's what I'm hoping for. But it's nice outside. It's a little chilly. It's about 51 or so, and the wind's blowing a little bit. But it's nice outside, so we'll just camp out here. I went to Walmart yesterday, so I'm all stocked up on groceries. So I'm in good shape. Drove my little truck over to Walmart and got some groceries. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.